Hi everyone and welcome. I am back with another junk journal to share. This is another Keepsake junk journal that I made following Mrs. Cog's online Keepsake journal course, which is amazing, and I will definitely link that for you below. I could not have made this junk journal without her course. It is just such a fabulous course. It really walks you step by step through how to create junk journals, how to vary them for any type of theme that you want, how to size them, that sort of thing. So it's a great course. I'm also proud to say that I was asked to be on Mrs. Cog's design team. So this is my first project as a design team member for Mrs. Cog. I will have links in the description box of this video below to Mrs. Cog's Etsy store where you can purchase her online classes. She has a bunch of them. And I also used her digis called Lavender in the Garden to create this beautiful junk journal, and I will link you to those digis below as well in the description box. This junk journal will be for sale in my Etsy shop, so if you're interested, I'll have that link below for you as well. Okay, so let's take a look at this beautiful journal. So bringing this up to the camera, this is the cover. And as you can see, there's this beautiful image, again, from Mrs. Cog, and I have sewed it onto some canvas. Duck canvas is what it's called. And it's just some canvas fabric, and you can kind of pull at it so it gets this little frayed look to it, which is really fun. I used some appliques that I got from an Etsy shop and just glued those with some Fabri-Tac onto the front here of the cover. And then this beautiful lace down here goes all the way around the junk journal, as you can see. And this is the fabric, by the way. It's beautiful. It's a gray and purple color. But this beautiful lace here, I just used Fabri-Tac and glued it all the way around the journal. And this lace comes from one of my favorite Etsy shops for getting lace and other goodies for my junk journals, and it's SM Tiffany Lane, and I will link you to that Etsy shop below. She has some fantastic products in her shop. On the spine here, as you can see, I have this really pretty tassel that I created. It's very simple. It has some sari silk, which is silk from India. I get my sari silk at Victorian Gypsy Girl on Etsy. I will link that for you below as well in the description. But there's some lace and some beautiful beads here that I have tied with some hemp. So as you can see, there's some beautiful beads that make up part of this tassel here. And this was just really fun to put together. This tassel is adhered with a jump ring, and that jump ring is attached to a bulldog clip from Tim Holtz, so you can easily remove this, which I'm going to do, so we can lay the journal flat and walk through it. So you can remove this, and actually if you wanted to put this somewhere else, you know, or attach it to something different, you can certainly do that. I forgot to add a little charm here, so probably before I list this in my Etsy shop, I'll have a nice little Tim Holtz charm dangling from the tassel. Sorry for forgetting that. All right, so let's go ahead and open up. Actually, first let me just show you the side here. As you can see, I have tied a bow of beautiful dark purple sari silk. Again, I will link you to the shop. When you open the bow, you can see this is a very chunky journal. It's 4 signatures. There's about, it kind of varies. Some signatures have 15 pages, some have 13. But all in all, you get about 200 or so pages to write on. So it's a big, chunky journal. As you can see, I doubled up on either side, so you have this nice big bow when you tie it. And then I wanted to bring up to the camera kind of close, because if you've seen any of my other junk journal videos, you guys know I love to use beads on my paper clips and things. So I wanted to show you kind of up close before we go inside the journal some of the beading that I did. So here's just a little beading that I did on a paper clip right here, as you can see. There's another one right here. Can you guys see that? Hopefully I'm zoomed in enough there. And there will be pictures as well. If you click on the link to the Etsy shop, I'll have some nice photographs of all the elements in this journal. So just in case this doesn't show up as well, sometimes the lighting's not perfect in my studio. Today's one of those days. So, you know, you can always check out the photos if you're interested. Here's a couple more paper clips that I have added with some beadwork here. I used mostly gray, purple, and green in this journal as my color scheme, because gray from the gray that's in the fabric choice, and then of course green because all gardens have some greenery, and then purple because the theme of this of course is purple, lavender rather, in the garden. All right, so here's all the fabric tags, tabs rather, as you can see. Lots of beading going on here. Lots of fun, beautiful laces and fabrics along the side here. Up at the top, I also have some paper clips. They have some beautiful beadwork as well, including hearts and flowers, and then just some other really pretty beads. Here's a little ladybug. I don't know if you can see that there, but ladybugs we often find in our gardens. So I added a little ladybug. So here's a bunch of just beautiful beads on some owl clips here and some regular paper clips along the top of the journal. And then there's also muslin that I sewed on to some of the pages of the journal. So this is the journal. All right, it measures, let's see, 5 by 9, and the spine is 2 inches. And when you lay it down, it likes to fan open for you, just like we like our junk journals to do, right? But it is still usable. It's not too thick that it's not usable. And I always send clothespins when I sell my journals for free to kind of help you keep the pages tucked and open so you can be focused on writing on whatever page that you're on. So let's go ahead and quickly flip through this journal so you can see inside. So this is the very inside of the journal. As you can see, I have decorated the inside of the back of the front cover with some beautiful design paper. It happens to be from Prima, and it's their Lavender collection. So I added a little pocket here with some beautiful lace from Hobby Lobby. This lavender in the garden I cut from Mrs. Cog's digital image set. I just inked around it. I inked around all my images with Distress Ink Vintage Photo. And I made this a little tuck spot. So this is a little cut apart from the paper collection. And then I have lots of tea-dyed tags throughout this junk journal, as you will see. And I've added washi tape. I found this gorgeous lavender washi tape at Joann's. And so you'll see it sprinkled throughout. There's this design, and then there's also a design with some butterflies. So kind of perfect for this journal. Here's this beautiful image here, which I sewed onto canvas. Actually, I found lavender canvas, and so I sewed it onto the paper with some lavender canvas behind it. I also used a Tim Holtz word tag that says "Live in the Moment." Let me pull that up. Hopefully you can see that. It says "Live in the Moment" there, and I adhered that on the duck canvas in purple as well. So this is the inside of the front cover. I really wanted it to kind of pop, so I was really happy with how this came out. This, I think I said this already, but this journal is 4 signatures long. You have over 200 pages to write on, so lots and lots and lots of room for images, for tuck spots, pockets, that sort of thing. I also have some quotes and lots of stenciling and things. All of the pages inside of the journal, except of course for the Prima design pages, and I have a couple book pages from an Edith Holden book. All the other pages that you see have been tea dyed. That means that I have personally tea dyed them. This whole album was made by me from scratch, and to tea dye the pages, what I do is I simply make hot tea, soak the pages in the hot tea, bake them in the oven until they are dry, and then I iron them. So they are actually heated 3 different times. First with the tea, second with the oven, third with the iron. And then I cut them down to size and stencil on them and, you know, decorate them. And then I sew them pamphlet style into my journal. So that's kind of a quick rundown on how I do my journals. So here is the first page of the first signature. I have a quote down here by Claude Monet that says, "My garden is my most beautiful masterpiece." And I sewed this on with some cheesecloth in the back, right onto the page. And this is actually not a painting done by Monet, but it is Giverny, where he spent the last several years of his life. So it is Monet's garden and his property. That's the pink house in the background there, and then there's the beautiful flowers. This is an image that I found. There are a few images throughout this journal that are mine, but I would say 95% come from the Lavender in the Garden digiset from Mrs. Cog. I added some beautiful pearl and flower treatment here. Like, I don't know if you call it lace or trim or what, but got that at Hobby Lobby. It's quite beautiful. Okay, so as you can see, lots of stenciling. Here's an Edith Holden page. I picked the ones with purple to tear out of the books. And that's the back there, and it folds like so. Again, one of those fabric tags. I really loved the fabrics that I found to go on these side tags. All right, so I'm going to try to flip through as fast as I can without talking too much here. Little doily. Here's a little image here that's beautiful. I added some lace to it, sewed it onto the page with some of that canvas underneath. And the quote says, "A garden isn't meant to be useful, it is for joy." I added some lace along the side of the page rather as well. Here's a little flashcard. There's lots of flashcards throughout. Of course, these can be removed by the recipient of the journal, and anything can be placed with this paper clip. So here's one of those clips that I was talking about that has beautiful beadwork done to it. But you can clip anything that you want back here, or nothing at all. But as you can see, you have so much room to write. This really is a huge journal with lots of room to actually journal in, which I love. Here's the other side of that paper clip, which is clipping a beautiful painting. Here's some more beautiful quotes. I will not read them all to save time. I loved this painting with all of the lavender growing. And then I did follow a Mrs. Cog tutorial, and I did some watercoloring on my tea-dyed index cards. So you'll see lots of these throughout the journal. I do not have the Arteza watercolor pens that she used in her tutorial, so I just use regular paint. You can still see, it might not show up very well on camera, but you can still see the tea dyeing effect of the index card. And then you also have the beautiful purple of the paint from the watercolor paint. So I just made this a little tuck spot here and stuck this down. This index card has some beautiful purple lace, and then the rest you can use for journaling. Here's a page with a fun little applique flower, and then a large pocket that I actually forgot to stick something in. But that is a pocket there. Moving on here, another paper clipped beautiful painting there with a quote, just some design paper, stenciling, beautiful lace here for a side tab, some washi tape, that fun washi tape. This is the center of the first signature. And this little girl here is adorable, and I made her a pocket as well. So I just added some of the little ephemera, the cut-aparts rather, from the paper collection, and they just slide right in. So there's that. Here is another little place where I made a tuck spot. And this is a public domain image that I just put directly on the page before tea dyeing, and it came out really pretty. So that's what that is right there. Okay, let's keep going. Beautiful image here. Here's another pocket. that I made with some beautiful light lavender lace. Turn this over here, and this is one of those owl clips, so it has two beaded elements along the top there, which is probably kind of hard to see, but it is clipping in a beautiful painting, one of my favorites. Just some design paper there. Here's a beautiful image that I also made a tuck spot and just added some cut aparts from the paper collection. Lots of stenciling, as you can see, but it's very light stenciling, so you could easily write over it. It's not going to interfere with your journaling at all. Okay, here is, this paper clip got a little wonky. Okay, here's a paper clip up here with some beautiful beadwork, and then here's a pocket with a index card that I did do some painting on, and just stuck right in this pocket here. Here's the other side of that paper clip that's clipping on this beautiful image. And then here is another image. That's a side pocket here, which again, I did a little cut apart from the collection, the paper collection, and it slides right on in. You can place anything you like in these pockets. It is your journal. It is up to you what goes inside. Another little image here that I just added some little extras from the paper collection. All right, here we go. Again, just something a little extra from the paper collection, a cut apart. This is that butterfly washi tape I told you about, fabric tag here. Here's another Edith Holden page. It says August on it, and it was just this beautiful purple. I just fell in love with this page. It was hard to cut it out of the book, to be honest. But and then on the back is kind of her note taking as she's sort of observing nature. Just really, really neat. And then on the back here we have the end of the first signature with this beautiful image that I sewed with some lace behind it. The quote is from Abraham Lincoln, and it says, "We can complain because rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice because thorn bushes have roses." All right, so here we go. Here's the second signature. This is a beautiful painting, and you pull this index card out. It is folded, so it'll fit in this little side pocket, but lots of room for journaling on the little index card, and it just squeezes right back here. I have to read this quote to you. It's from one of my absolute favorite books, and it's from Les Miserables by Victor Hugo, and it says, "A garden to walk in, an immensity to dream in. What more could he ask for? A few flowers at his feet, and above him the stars." Just love that. So we'll just keep flipping. Little tuck spot here, tuck spot here. And lots of quotes. Again, I'm not reading them all. Here's an index card. I think you can really see the tea dyeing on this one. Hopefully that's showing up on camera. You can really still see the tea dye effect. It's not covered up or washed away by the watercoloring. It's really, really cool. And then there's also just behind here just another little cut apart from the paper collection. Same with this. I won't pull everything out, just some from the paper collection, which I folded. It has this beautiful thing on the front, and then you can do some journaling on the back. And then there's another watercolored index card in there. Here's a couple more index cards, as you can see, that are watercolored, and this one has stitched on another image. All right, tuck spot. Here's one of those owl clips that has some beautiful beadwork done, and it's holding this beautiful image here. And then we've got a little flash card on the back. Here's just some that kind of paper you used in school to keep your to learn your handwriting. But I just thought it was kind of neat, so I put it a couple places in the journal. More blank pages for journaling, of course, because that is the whole point. Here is a paper clip that's clipping on this beautiful image, and it has these beautiful beads attached to it. Turn the page here, and we have this nice little flash card here, and then a pocket that was made with just from lace from Hobby Lobby. index card and a little cut apart. Tuck spot on both of these. This one's folded, so it fits inside. Both of these are pockets. Pocket here. Of course, there's all these beautiful lace and fabric tags on the sides as we're going along. Here's a paper clip that clips this beautiful image here, and it's this beautiful purple bead, which hopefully the camera is picking up because it's quite lovely. Here's a beautiful image. I added some digi images straight to the paper before tea dyeing them. And that's what you see on the bottom here, a watering can and a gate. And then here's this beautiful image that I sewed right onto the page with some of that canvas behind it. And then I have 2 flashcards here, and I just stuck some tea dyed tags into each of those. Pocket here on this design paper from Prima, another pocket. Little lace pocket on a tea dyed page with a tea dyed and watercolored index card. The backs I did not watercolor. You get a little bit of paint whenever you're doing any kind of painting like that. You do get a little bit on the back. That's totally fine. It won't really interfere with your journaling. You still have plenty of room to journal if you choose to use the index card for that. But again, you can take that out and place anything you like in the pocket. Here's a beautiful image here that I sewed with that canvas behind it. Another clip up here that is clipping this beautiful image. Some design paper. A side pocket. Sewed this image onto this watercolored index card here. And it just sticks right in this side pocket here that I made with lace and Fabri-Tac, of course. And this is the end of the second signature where we have this beautiful image here. Isn't she gorgeous? This was one, I think I found this one, and I just love her. And then I did this flashcard here and made it a little tuck spot where I have a little cut apart from the collection and a tea dye tag. Here we are onto the third signature. This is my favorite image, I believe, from Mrs. Cog's, although they're all so beautiful, it's hard to pick, from Mrs. Cog's collection of digis. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. So that took center stage there, and I sewed that canvas behind it. More pages. Here's a little paper clip here that's beaded with a clipping on a beautiful painting. Here is what's on the cover. I just decided it also needed a place in the book because it's so beautiful. So it's there. Some design paper. More of that school writing paper. I did tea dye it, but you can't really tell except at the tip. I might have to try a different brand. If you have any tips, let me know. Because it doesn't really look tea dyed, but it is. Here's another little paper clip with some beautiful beadwork, and it's just clipping on a cut apart from the paper. Little digi I placed right onto the paper before tea dyeing it. Here's a clip up here with some beautiful beadwork. Here is a pocket, and as you can see, it's a miniaturized version of the lady on the cover, which I just love. I just thought that that was so pretty. So there she is. Here's another page from the Edith Holden book. It has some purple on it there, as you can see. So I tore it out and placed it in the book. Another little side pocket that I made with some lace. It's just another image here of this beautiful couple. Here is the center of the third signature, and here is a little tuck spot right here. So this is the pocket. Here is another Edith Holden page. Beautiful lavender flowers, and it says here what they are. And then even what these are, even though they're red, it's okay. So that folds like that. Another deep pocket that has this, my favorite image in it. So that goes in there like that. Keep flipping. Here is just a little tuck spot here of this beautiful image. Doily, more writing paper. design paper. Here's a little beautiful image, and I just made it a pocket. Most of the images I actually, if I didn't clip them on, I made them pockets so they could serve a function as well as being something beautiful to look at. Here's a beautiful image with the paper that's paper clipped on with some gorgeous beading. And that's what I clipped to the back. Another tuck spot, of course. And a tuck spot up in here as well. Here is the final signature. This long quote, which I won't read, but it has to do with the fairies in the garden. And the fairy has blonde hair. So I dug through my Graphic 45 collection and just used a little cut apart from the fairy paper collection. And then I stuck this in the side, folded it, and you can do journaling on the back. So that just sticks right in there like that. It makes sense if you read the whole quote, but again, it's so long and I don't want to bore folks, and the video is already long, so just trust me, it makes sense. There's one more fairy picture in here as we go a little further. This is a tuck spot, which I actually accidentally forgot to stick something in, but as you can see, here's a little piece of paper. You can stick quite a large ephemera or whatever you like behind that tuck spot there. Beautiful image I sewed with burlap. I'm sorry, with the canvas behind it. Some design paper. All these beautiful laces on the side. Pocket. Pocket. Here's this gorgeous image, and I did make a tuck spot out of it. And then here, similar to a layout on another page, I have two more flashcards with some tags and some other things stuck behind. This is just a digital image I stuck on the page before tea dyeing, and it's just a little wheelbarrow, which we all need in the garden. Here's a paper clipped image with a beautiful beadwork there. Here's the other fairy image, which again I got from the Graphic 45 papers, and then I just stuck this beautiful index card in there where I sewed this image, added this beautiful trim, and of course before doing all that I watercolored it. And again, you can still see the beautiful tea dyeing effect on these index cards as well. So that just sticks right down in that pocket. This here is a beautiful image, and I made it a pocket, so there's a little tuck spot there. Here's a index card that I paper clipped with an owl clip that has some beautiful beading up top there. You can see that there. And then turn the page and keep going here. That's what I just clipped to the back. Here's a paper clip of some lavender. It's beautiful, with some beautiful beadwork. Another clip here with some beautiful beadwork, including a heart. A little pocket here, side pocket here where I just stuck a cut apart from the paper collection. Paper clipped with an owl clip here, which is got some beautiful beading to it, and it's holding this image here of lilac. Here's a image that I sewed right onto the page with the canvas behind it. And then finally, this is the last page of the journal. And this is one of my favorite quotes in the entire journal. I don't know if you ever saw the movie or read the book Practical Magic. I did both, and it's one of my faves. And so this is the quote. "There are some things, after all, that Sally Owens knows for certain. Always throw spilled salt over your left shoulder. Keep rosemary by your garden gate. Add pepper to your mashed potatoes. Plant roses and lavender for luck. Fall in love whenever you can." And that's, of course, Alice Hoffman from Practical Magic. So like I said, there's lots of great quotes. I wish I had time to read them all to you, but they're lovely. I think you'll really enjoy that. And I think that they'll also help prompt the recipient of this journal into, you know, whatever you might want to journal for that day. And then here is the inside of the back cover, where I used that same beautiful design paper from Prima, added a little pocket, added this beautiful image, and which I sewed right on with the canvas behind it. And then I added these tea-dyed appliques to the corners. And that is it, guys. That is my Lavender in the Garden journal. I really, really hope that you enjoyed flipping through this journal with me. I had so much fun making it. I'll pick it back up again so you can see here. This sari silk ties a beautiful ribbon to hold this closed. But again, you have all that beautiful beadwork on both the top of the album as well as the side. And then on the side, you also have the benefit of all those beautiful lace and fabric tags, or tabs rather. And I just think it turned out really, really pretty. And I couldn't do it without Mrs. Cog. So Elizabeth, thank you so much for asking me to join your design team. It is such an honor. I hope that this first project makes you proud. And again, everyone, this will be for sale on my Etsy shop. All the links that you will need will be below. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Take care and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. And I will catch you in the next video with another journal. Bye-bye now.